The MMA world doesn't panic easily, but something changed the moment Dana White and Joe Rogan saw Dakota Ditcheva's latest knockout. This wasn't just another highlight, it felt like a warning. A young fighter, still early in her career, delivering finishes with a level of violence and precision that instantly forces comparisons to the very best. When both Dana and Rogan start talking about someone as a real threat to Valentina Shevchenko, that's when the conversation shifts from hype to something serious. Dakota isn't just winning fights, she's ending them, and doing it in a way that makes experienced analysts pause. What makes this even more dangerous is timing. While Dakota is rising rapidly, Shevchenko is entering the later stage of her career. That contrast alone has people asking a bold question. Are we witnessing the beginning of a takeover? Dakota Ditcheva's rise hasn't been slow or careful, it's been explosive. With an undefeated record and an incredibly high finish rate, she's quickly become one of the most talked about fighters outside the UFC. But what stands out isn't just the numbers, it's how she wins. She doesn't edge out decisions or rely on judges. She overwhelms opponents with aggression, speed, and confidence. Every fight feels like a statement. Her striking is sharp, her timing is ruthless, and her mindset is fearless. She walks forward like she expects to finish the fight, not survive it. That kind of mentality is rare, especially in the flyweight division. Fighters at that level are usually technical and cautious. Dakota is different. She's calculated, but she's also relentless. And that combination is exactly why so many people are starting to believe she's not just a contender, she's a future problem for everyone. What makes Dakota even more dangerous is her background. She wasn't someone who discovered fighting later in life, she was raised in it. Her mother, a world champion kickboxer, played a huge role in shaping her early development. That foundation is obvious every time Dakota steps into the cage. Her striking isn't just powerful, it's instinctive. She reads opponents quickly, adapts mid-fight, and knows exactly when to press the attack. This isn't raw talent. It's years of experience built into muscle memory. While many fighters are still learning at this stage, Dakota already moves like a veteran. That early exposure has given her an edge that's hard to replicate. It's not just about technique, it's about comfort under pressure. And right now, she looks completely comfortable in situations where others would hesitate. That's a dangerous sign for the rest of the division. One of the biggest moments that turned heads across the MMA world was her performance against Taila Santos. Santos is no ordinary fighter. She pushed Valentina Shevchenko to one of the toughest fights of her career. Many believed Santos had the skill to challenge anyone in the division. But Dakota didn't just beat her, she dominated her. She controlled the pace, landed cleaner shots, and eventually finished the fight in a way that shocked fans and analysts alike. That single performance changed everything. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement that she belongs at the highest level. When you compare how someone performs against a common opponent, it tells a story. And in this case, the story raised a serious question. If Dakota handled Santos like that, what happens if she faces Shevchenko? Behind the scenes, things got even more interesting. Reports began to surface that the UFC had actually tried to bring Dakota into their promotion through a trade. That's not something the organization does lightly. For the UFC to consider giving up one of their own fighters just to get her says a lot about how highly they rate her potential. But the deal didn't happen. The PFL, fully aware of what they have, shut it down immediately. They know Dakota isn't just another champion. She's a star in the making. And holding on to her gives them a massive advantage. This situation has created a rare dynamic where one of the most exciting fighters in the world isn't even in the UFC yet, but is still being discussed as a potential threat to their top champion. Dana White's reaction only added fuel to the fire. Known for being brutally honest, Dana didn't hold back when talking about Dakota. He praised her aggression, her finishing ability, and her mentality. But what really caught attention was his doubt about the current state of the flyweight division. When he openly questions whether Valentina Shevchenko is still the best, it sends a message to the entire sport. This is the same promoter who helped build her legacy, who stood behind her through dominant title defenses. For him to even hint at a shift in power shows how seriously Dakota is being taken. It wasn't just praise, it was a warning. A signal that change might be coming sooner than people expect. Valentina Shevchenko, however, is not someone who backs down from a challenge. She responded with the calm confidence that has defined her career. Instead of getting emotional or defensive, she focused on what matters: performance inside the cage. Her message was clear: hype doesn't win fights, skill does. It was a classic champion's response, composed and direct. But what makes this situation more intriguing is the mutual respect between the two fighters. Dakota has openly said that Valentina is someone she looks up to, even calling her a dream opponent. And at one point, Valentina had praised Dakota's talent as well. That dynamic adds another layer to the story. This isn't just a rivalry, it feels like a potential passing of the torch. When you break down the matchup, it becomes even more fascinating. Valentina is one of the most technical fighters the sport has ever seen. Her fight IQ, precision, and experience are unmatched. But Dakota brings something different: raw aggression combined with evolving skill. She's younger, faster, and constantly improving. While Valentina relies on control and calculated strikes, Dakota thrives in chaos. She pushes the pace, forces exchanges, and looks for finishes at every opportunity. That contrast in styles creates a dangerous scenario. If Valentina can control the fight, she has the advantage. But if Dakota turns it into a fast, aggressive battle, things could get unpredictable very quickly. And unpredictability is where new champions are often born. The situation becomes even more complicated because Dakota isn't currently in the UFC. She's building her legacy in the PFL, winning titles, earning big paydays, and growing her reputation with every fight. This creates a unique problem for the UFC. If she continues dominating outside their promotion, her value only increases. Fans start demanding matchups, comparisons become unavoidable, and the pressure builds. The longer she stays away, the bigger the potential fight becomes. It's a rare case where a fighter doesn't need the UFC immediately, the UFC might need her. And that shifts the balance of power in a way we don't often see in MMA. The center of it all is one simple question: is Dakota Ditcheva the future of women's MMA? Right now, everything points in that direction. She has the skill, the mindset, the background, and the momentum. But standing in her way is one of the greatest champions the sport has ever seen. Whether that fight happens soon or years from now, it already feels inevitable. A rising star chasing greatness. A champion defending her legacy. And an entire sport watching closely. Because moments like this don't come often. This isn't just about one fight, it's about a shift in the landscape of women's MMA. And if Dakota continues on this path, that shift might come faster than anyone expected.